What's up, guys? You know, when you have that feeling that you know that you can do a lot more in your life, like you're pretty confident that you could succeed and be so much more than you currently are. But then there's something that's keeping a lid over your head. It's like a fear or it's like a self-doubt of certain things that prevent you from taking the risks that you really need to take in order to see your fullest potential. And then because of that, you just stay in this comfort zone for years, right? Without really even thinking about it. And I think that something that we don't think about a whole lot is that when we let that fear just sit there, it just gets stronger. And every time we don't challenge it and we let it rise up in us, it just reestablishes its purpose. And we just continue to respect that fear to the point that we stay comfortable. In order to beat that, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be intentional. Nobody accidentally chips away at their fears and then achieves their biggest dreams. So if you want to see that type of success, take my word. You have to attack this thing and you have to stay at it. So listen to what I'm about to tell you and you can take this to the bank. The first thing you need to do is get clear on what's holding you back. Don't let that fear be this giant, vague thing in your mind that controls you. You got to break it down like this. You're going to write down your fear in one sentence and keep it simple. Let's say you're afraid of speaking up, but you know you have valuable insights to give, but every time you sit in a meeting or you have a discussion, you just don't say anything because you're afraid that you're going to sound stupid or whatever. And you always wish at the end of it that you would have said something because you know you had some valuable insights to add. So what you're going to do is you're going to write this down. You'll write down that you're scared and just be honest about it. Write down that you're scared that you're going to sound stupid if you speak up. It's simple, but what do you need to do? Why do you even need to bother writing this? Imagine you're in a boxing match and you keep on getting hit on the right cheek. It's like every time you throw a jab, you get caught on your right side of your face. And when you go into the corner, your coach is in there and telling you that every time you throw a jab, you lower your right hand and that's when they catch you with the left hook. So now that they've identified what it is that's hitting you, now you can overcome it. You can defend yourself from it. And we don't always look at our lives this way, but it's a principle of life. And when something is holding us down, we don't really sit there and think about what it is and how to overcome it. But you need to, and you have to identify it in order to defeat it. When you put your fear down on paper and you identify it by name, then you can start to take control over it. It's no longer just swirling in your mind like a cloud, like something that you can't tackle because you can't really grasp what it is. So how do you counter this fear? You don't want to go off the deep end and then just try to slay this whole giant or eat this whole elephant in one bite. All you need to do is take it down piece by piece. So now that you write it down, you're gonna write down what you can do to get at it. So for example, say you're nervous about speaking up. So maybe you're gonna write down that you will practice one point that you wanna make in your next discussion or meeting. So it's not like you're saying that, hey, in my next meeting, I'm gonna be the person that briefs it, or I'm gonna shut everybody down. You're just gonna work on saying one thing, make one point, see how that feels. When you do small actions like this, it trains your brain to see the fear differently. It's like, remember, you've been unintentionally training your brain to be full of fear your whole life. Like all the way up until this point, you've already trained your mind to react the way it's reacting. So now it's time for you to do something to reverse it. But again, you have to be intentional about it. You can't just sit back and understand that you have a fear and just hope that it goes away one day. You got to do something about it. And that's why there's one more step, and it's crucial to kind of wrap up all of this. And that is, you need to reflect. It's like recording your performance and then sitting back and watching yourself on video to analyze how you did. And it's not looking to see if you were perfect, because you got to recognize that you actually took action, and that's a win right there. But when you reflect, you're asking yourself these questions and you're writing down these answers. So these are the questions that you want to think through. What did I learn from this action? What did taking action made me feel like? What did it actually feel like when I took action? And what's one thing that I'm proud of from this experience? You'll probably realize real quick that you're proud of yourself for taking action. It wasn't this embarrassing, horrible failure of an experience that you thought it would be. And you'll also probably realize that the reaction you received was better than you expected. It's not that you had to be perfect. It was that you were able to take notes about what did and what didn't work, and then you learn from it. And when you learn from it, you have just become better than you were before. The reason why this step is the critical step is because when you reflect and you celebrate that you took action, it reinforces your mind the positive connection between taking action and growing. And I didn't say taking action and being perfect, I said taking action and growing. And there's a big difference there. We all make mistakes along our journey, but the ones who find true success in themselves are the ones who take action, whether they're afraid or not. This is how you overcome self-doubt. If you keep on doing this, you're gonna see a level of growth that you've never seen in yourself before. This is something that you can do on your own. As long as you have good self-discipline and a strong desire to overcome this, you can do it on your own. But if you need help, I have a few options for you as well. I have an online self-paced course that'll take you from self-doubt to then understanding your true value and having strong confidence in yourself. You could take it on your own, or you could take it with a group, which is option 2. The group option is 1 module per week in this course, followed by a group coaching session with me and with your classmates, where you and your classmates will experience this entire course together at the same pace. And every week we'll talk through the challenges, we'll take questions, give answers, share experiences, and hold each other accountable. And then lastly, whether you take the course or not, you can also sign up for private one-on-one coaching where I can work with you to overcome any obstacles that are holding you back. And then we can create a personalized and tailored plan to get you to the highest point in the potential that you have, that any dream could ever take you. It's all about what's in your mind. The sky is really the limit, but you have to get your mind in order. So whatever you choose, don't overthink it. Just decide and take immediate action, because the bottom line is you're investing in yourself, and that's always worthwhile. And we don't tend to do that enough. So I'm going to leave the links in the description. And from that point, the rest is up to you. Just don't shortchange yourself. Take action.